What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about character customization and creation in Hogwarts Legacy. Oddly enough, this is a topic I've completely jumped over. We've talked about like 500 things with Hogwarts Legacy. I've never talked about character creation before, and when I'm recording this, I guess, about a week or so ago, they had that small little, 15-second video on Twitter where they showed, the revolving heads, right? They showed the character spinning around, and that showed a couple different things, okay? Number one, it showed the visual quality of this game. And I talked a little bit about this with Troy when I interviewed Troy on the live stream. The visuals of Hogwarts have always stood out, even from that first, that 2020 video, or then you look to the state of play. The state of play kind of surprised me with how good it looks. I mean, this game, from the design of the castle to the characters to the literal graphics, the game looks incredible. All right, so that, when they showed the spinning heads and the different, hairstyles and all that stuff, that showed off that inadvertently almost, right? Where it's well, that's not probably the reason why they did it, but it's oh man, the game continues to look absolutely amazing, visually, absolutely amazing. But then it was also oh man, they're showing off a little bit of character creation, customizing your character at the beginning, ideally, right? And probably how it's going to go, beginning of the game. And now, I said this in my interview with Troy, but let me say it here if you guys missed that. My experience with character customization creation is pretty simple. I don't do it. I fully respect and know full well that there are people that will spend the first full day the game is out just creating the character. All right, I know that 100%. Elden Ring, that game came out. I saw people that said, hey, they spent 10 hours making their character in Elden Ring. It took me roughly 15 seconds. All right, I don't do anything to my character. A good example I always bring up is Commander Shepard in Mass Effect. I give him a scar. That's all I do. It's the exact version you see in the trailers and the box cover for Shepard for Mass Effect. I give him a scar, and I move forward with my life. And that's it. So, my experience with character customization is that. So there's not too much I can bring, from my experience of, it can have this and that. I mean, I can talk about it. I just don't have the experience with it. But I really think this game is going to be really good in that regard. Troy actually said very much like that in the interview, where it's they want to have a way of the beginning of the story wants to grab you immediately. Say if you're like me, right, you're going to kind of skip character customization altogether, go right to the story. It's going to catch you. But if you want to spend time in character customization, they're going to give you those options. But I think more than anything, that Twitter video they posted really made people feel, I think, a little bit more calm when it came to character customization, right? Because we have had issues. I mean, there were, Elden Ring is a very deep character customizer, system. But there were people that were complaining about certain hairstyles, right? There were some issues there, and there have been issues historically for some of that stuff, right? So hopefully Hogwarts can kind of buck that trend and be a little bit different at this time, which is good. Again, for me, truly, I don't care. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I don't care. Probably whatever the generic, normal male version of the Hogwarts Legacy character that they give me, I'll make some very small tweaks and I'll move forward, and that's it. But again, I think it is important because there are definitely people that, and by the way, it's also what the game is about, technically, right? Maybe you could argue I'm skipping past an okay portion of the game. It's living your legacy. You are the main character, and you are the most, remember, we've talked about this, you are the most important character to that universe at that time. They're not shying away from that. You're on the stage, right? The center stage is on you, and that's cool. I mean, it's actually very your ego should be boosted because of that, right? Because literally everything is about you. But I mean, using that logic, right? You can create, you should create your own character, right? Be who you want to be. Actually, that should be the line, or maybe it is, be who you want to be, in this game. So I fully understand, and I fully realize, and I can't wait to see it, by the way, the people that create just these amazing looking characters by spending more than 15 seconds, in the character creation. Plus, you get some really good ones. I mean, even for an Elden Ring, some people made, I don't even know. Did somebody make Snoop Dogg, or somebody made Shrek? I think the Mass Effect tended to have some pretty cool ones. Elden Ring had some cool. I mean, there are Sims. Obviously, people can go insane with Sims creation, but there are some insane things people will post on Reddit. I know people had talked to me about even mods on PC. I haven't really mentioned mentioned that in the past. Like, imagine a Dumbledore. Somebody just makes Dumbledore, and you are Dumbledore as a young kid. I mean, the game doesn't even have to do it, for them. We can do it for them. The modding community will make Dumbledore and add it to the game or they'll make Harry Potter, right? I mean, that's another element that I think is it's definitely overlooked by me. I don't know how many other people overlook it. And ultimately, I'm there for the story. I'm there for the characters. I'm there to see like what the combat is and all that stuff, and to explore Hogwarts. Like, the character creation and customization is definitely at like the very bottom of my list. But again, it's important to some people, and again, I think like the modding community and what people are going to be able to create, it's gonna help the game. Those kind of like videos, by the way, like those videos explode. Those Reddit posts are extremely popular. So like that will help spread the game to maybe people that don't really care about it right now. That'll help. So all of that really from like a 15-second Twitter video, but it's actually incredible how those things can work, right? That Twitter video, I think, really did, based off the replies that the tweet got, that I saw at least, it helped. I think it really helps, because people, I think, are somewhat skeptical of pretty much any character creation games. You can make some pretty big mess ups. You can limit people in hairstyle. You can do it in like faces, right? Like the EA games sometimes, right? They'll really shorten you on how many face models you can use, or they're all the exact same, right? They'll give you 20 of them, and it's like, oh, 20, not too bad, but like 2 and 18 are like the exact same thing. Just, it's just like one small difference. Like, EA does that. So, it's understandable why people are a little cautious when it comes to character creation, but hopefully they nail it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, so you know when all these videos go up. If you want to follow me anywhere else, all my social media is in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.